So hello, Scott O'Neill here for Tungsten Tales. I'm joined by Alan Lipscombe. Alan, how are you?
Yeah, not too bad, buddy. Yourself?
Yeah, not too bad, not too bad. I mean, obviously it must have been a bit of a long week back at work after traveling Linehead and back. What's it been like going back to work? What's it been after what went on at the weekend?
It's been a bit familiar all year, really. Like going back to work after a week of like playing Pro Tour and that, going back to a bit of normality. But yeah, this one was a bit different because everyone got to see it over the weekend on TV and just been question after question. So I was straight to the digger and hiding away from everyone.
Would you like the attention on you then, or would you rather shy away from it, not really have the spotlight?
uh, it's all right, yeah. I don't mind it, but it's just a bit like I don't know. I've never really been like I don't know, never really had it, so it's just a bit different, really.
I mean, for people like us who've watched you before, seen you on the Modus, know what you're capable of. That weekend was probably one of those where it was like, oh, it's nice to see you playing some of your best stuff on the TV for everyone to kind of get to know your name. Did it feel that way as you were playing? Like, I know it obviously came to a heartbreaking conclusion,
Um,
but
Hmm. I say I've been playing quite well since I've got my new darts target made this year. I changed that. I think at the beginning of the season I still use my Adrian Lewis ones, and I think my ones came around about May. So I changed to them then, and then since then it's been a bit like getting used to new darts, K flexes, and I'm one of them people. Once I change, I'll stick to it and won't change again. So if I'm playing bad, I'll just ride through it. And then yeah, I've been playing all right recently, and then went out there and I said to the missus, I said, well, either way, see what happens. If not, we'll just watch some darts anyway.
mm,
First, I knew I had Cammy first game, and I was like, it's going to be a hard one. And then when I got on the stage, I felt really comfortable. I was like, oh, I just felt like just being at Modus sort of thing. I was like, oh, sweet. I was like, I feel all right, actually. And then it's just everything started flowing. I was like, I can actually win this. And then just sort of went from there, really. And then, let's say, once I got the next day was a similar, I felt really good in the morning and I was practicing all right. And then, yeah, I felt good.
yeah, a few people who have played on the Modus before have talked about how that stage kind of helps you when you get up on the stage. And I think particularly the second board in Minehead is very similar to that. You can sort of hear if one person says something and it's not quite the murmur of the main stage.
Yeah, it's the same as it's like a Saturday night, like I say at Modus, if your friend, like for me when I was down there, it was like everyone's always local,
Mm.
so you can hear all your friends right over the other people sort of things. So it's like it's very similar to that, but I liked it in the end. Like I said, my first ever time on the stage down Modus was horrible, but yeah, that time was alright, mate. Yeah, it's cushy. But and then this weekend, as soon as I went out there, everyone's like, "We're going to be like out there." I was like, "I'll be all right." Even the main stage, I played the UK Open this year, beat the class, and I felt really good on that, but. That's even further away from people as you get. Hardly hear anyone really.
So do you just sort of take things as they are? Like you're not one of those who's like, if you're on the second stage, you don't want to move on to the main one, that sort of thing. You just sort of take what it is, take it on the chin and move on to
If
the
they
next
said
one.
go on the big one, go on the small, I'll just do anything anyone has to do. Really makes me feel. I'm not really. I don't know. I wouldn't make a fuss over. It. I don't really bother me.
Hmm. Obviously
It's
with
just like
obviously with the World Championship draw coming out as well now, do you think that has in any way impacted the way that you're looking ahead now, having that experience of getting on TV, getting your name out there a
yeah.
bit
I
more?
think that's a good thing. That's what I'm trying to do is get my name out there a bit more, get a bit more
Mm.
like. But now I've been on that stage, it's good. I want to get on bigger stages. Obviously, it's a bit nerve wracking because it's massive, isn't it? That the world's never been there before ever. First time going, I'm going to be playing there. It's a bit different to actually going and watching it. I've never been. So that'd be good. And then, yeah, I want to start doing more exhibitions next year if I can, and then just sort of go down that route, really.
So what did you think when you saw Jonny Clayton's name come out of the draw?
Uh, I don't know, because I had a message come straight through. Gemma Hater it was.
Mm.
She put, "You got Clayton." I was like, "Oh, I was like, I'll go on the link." I was at work. So I was like, I'll go on the link now. So quickly went on it, looked over, literally as I went on it, she's like, Gemma Hater, Josh Rock. And I was like, you got Josh? She's like, I know. I was like,
Mhm.
but it is, mate. Yeah. So I think I've always backed myself anyway, and then just see how it goes, isn't it? That's all you can do,
Yeah,
really. I
yeah,
feel
Gemma hit.
like I feel like this year has been a bit like considering what happened at Q school and stuff out now. It's everything's just been. I've had a good year regardless, however I get on now at all. So I qualified for two majors. I've done it all off my own back, and I'm happy either way, really. So see how it goes.
Yeah, it was obviously quite an interesting story that at Q School. Do you want to just recount that one quickly?
Well, yeah, so I've done well the first day, and then the second day, and then the third, I had to get one more point. I was like, should I go? Because obviously a lot of people sit back and rely on leg difference. So I said to my dad, I was like, I'm on good leg difference here. So I'll go anyway. And I went was I 4-1 up or 4-2 up? Lost 5-4. I was gutted. And I was like, right, let's go home. Pulled up on the driveway and literally had a phone call. Uh, Cancelled that straight away because I thought it was someone just ringing up to say unlucky. And then cancelled it again. It was Scott Walters, actually. Was it Scott Walters? Yeah. And then he rang again. I was like, oh, sorry, mate, Bluetooth's playing up. I don't know what's going on with it. I was cutting him off every time. And then so I was fuming. And then he said, you got to come back. I was like, I ain't got to go back anywhere, mate. He's like, yeah, you got to come back. Dave Pallett's pulled out. You'll be back in tomorrow. I was like, oh, well, yeah, you finished like 80th. And then 79 go through. I was like, oh, sweet. So I rang up Owen Binks just to make sure.
Mm.
And Owen said, yeah, you are back tomorrow. Where are you then? I was like, I'm back in Portsmouth, mate. I need a. He's like, you better come back. I was like, yeah, I'll be back tonight. And then from then, just played all right, actually. A good few days. Then this year's just been mad. So, yeah, different.
Yeah, I remember watching, hearing all about that at the time. It was quite the story. And then obviously you went on to quite quickly. I think it was about Players Championship 7. Correct me if I'm wrong, where you reached the
Yeah,
final.
it was
Obviously
seven, yeah.
played Gary Anderson. How was that sort of experience for you coming so quickly after, like you
That was
say?
like one of them. That was like one of them days, like to say, like the weekend, like everything just clicked together. And I was like averaging, I think, all day. I think the worst average was the final. I think I was like nearly a 90, but I think I was like I beat I can't remember who played first. Someone from Ireland, something Flynn. I think it was Michael Flynn or something. And then Damon Hetter, and some and then Willie O'Connor was in there as well. Carol Sedlacek,
Dirk van Dijvenbode, maybe?
Van Diver in the semi, yeah. And I can't remember how I played that day now. And then Gary in the final, that's just like one of them mad old days. But I felt really good all day. Nothing really phased me until they come up to me and said, oh, in 10 minutes, board one, you got Gary in the final. I was like, oh, mate, I made a final here. I was like, how have I done this? And then, yeah, everything was sort of like this. Then my phone just went mental. Like the weekend, like this weekend just gone, phone just went mental, mate. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, just put it to one side and go and watch on my sled and deal with it tomorrow. Just can't be doing it. When I lost, I was like, oh, look, this weekend. But yeah, so then qualified for both of these as well. So that was pretty decent, to be fair. I'd say
Mm.
really happy. Like I was like, even proud of myself with what I've done this year. So looking forward to next year now.
So does it kind of feel like you said there, it's been a crazy year, Maddie? Does it all kind of feel like a bit of a bonus because of that incident at Q school and thinking you were done going home? Like, or is it now that you're in there, you just like want to grasp this opportunity and prove my worth?
Yeah, so first it was a bit of a bonus, and then I was like, see how it goes and see how I can get on. Then
Mm.
after that, getting to that final, I was like, I can do this. I can compete with these boys. Like, put a bit more effort in, actually start practicing and doing more. After, like, 'cause I do work, like say, works 5 days a week, 10 hours a day. I leave my house at 6. Before 6, get home about like this. You got home about 20 minutes ago,
Mm.
and then it's just hard. Then like, you work on site all day. It just sort of takes out, and I was only doing like darts after work, and then when I started getting invited to Modus, I was like, oh. And now it's like I want to take it more serious after having like getting to the final against Gary. What's happened just the weekend? I'm like, I've had a sniff. Do you know what I mean? I think that's what definitely what I want. And I've definitely got the ability to do it. It's just put more effort in. That's what I need to do now. No, and I think I need to because I want it. You know what I mean? So
So do you think work is something that might take the back burner a little bit next year, or do you need that to sort of take your mind off the darts and concentrate on something else in between?
yeah, it's hard because they sponsor me as well. They give me all the time off, and they're really like good with me when I go back. I've been there 14 years, so it's gonna be hard just but it's the mortgage and stuff. That's the main thing. When I was younger and I was playing, I think I started playing at 18 or 19. I think my granddad and my dad never picked up that until then, and then give up when I was 24 for 5 years. Come back, and then this has all happened. So I could have. Well, I think it all happens for a reason anyway. So, but it's like now I've had all like mortgage, all different stuff going on. It's just like, oh, and then it's like trying to commit, but they've been helping me out big time. So Yeah, see how next year goes. But if it gets to the point they have to give out and you're higher up,
Hmm.
it sort of pays to do that, then yeah, maybe. But I don't know. I like going back to site. This is good banter. It takes your mind off it. Do you know what I mean? So it all happened over the weekend. It's like first 2 days, everyone was speaking about it. Now it's all back to normal. So it sorts me out, to be fair.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll be buzzing around about it come the World Championships as well. And obviously, you
Oh,
mentioned Gemma.
it's been mad, mate. Like this week, I had a concrete lorry driver come up. I watched you the weekend, mate, on TV. I was like, oh, cheers, mate. I've just seen you got Clayton. I was like, yeah, thank you, mate. And then someone else come in the next day. I was like, you got Clayton in you? I was like, yeah, yeah, cheers, mate. Yeah,
Fed
it's
up with the
quite funny.
question now.
Just
Um,
shut all the windows in the digger and just try try and hear everyone.
You mentioned Gemma Hayter a little bit earlier. Obviously, she's someone we know you're good friends with and have gone through playing a lot of darts together. She's obviously making her debut as well. Just a moment about her. What do you think we can see from her for those who might not have really watched much of her before?
Oh, Gemma's class, mate. Also, I've known her since Hampshire Youth days. It's because it's me, her, and Luke Humphries used to play in the same youth team. But yeah, we had a little practice the other night. We'd done like some set play practice. First set, I think the first leg she had a 13, and then she had a 10 darter, and then it froze. Her in there froze, and she messaged me going, my internet's just froze. I went, so thank God for that. Do you know what I mean? I was like, oh, that's a shame, mate. You have to quit and we have to redo it. And then she's like, I was on 104 average or so, or she's on 100 and something, 107, 108. I was like, no, it's a shame, mate. I was like, we just have to reset and I'll beat her. I was happy with that. And she said, the only reason you beat me is because it all froze. I was like, yeah, probably was fair.
Uh, that's quality. She'll obviously buy one of a record number of women at Alexandra Palace this year. Just a moment on there. Obviously, it's great for the women's game, and especially Bo Greaves getting all the headlines and bringing so many eyes to the women's sport. What do you think about her and her World Championship and all of the women there?
Um, yeah, I think it's good to be fair. So it's good for people like Jem, Lisa's going back, Noah's going there. Fallon does what Fallon does. I know that from first hand from the nine dart, and then Bo's class. I think she's just brilliant. She's oh, I'm trying to avoid her next year if I'm honest, but see what happens. But yeah, I'd say Fallon's decent. I'd say she's the first one to hit a nine against me, wouldn't she?
Hmm.
So at the modus, and then yeah, I think they all do all right. To be fair, I wouldn't want to play them if I'm honest, especially like the crowd as well. It's just nah, not for me. I'm quite happy with what I've got.
Yeah, a fair few players have said about wanting to avoid Bo on the tour next year just because of how quality she is and about the crowds at Alexandra Palace. But what are you expecting from the crowd? So is that something you're trying to help build your profile, try and get some more crowd support for yourself? Do you think that's a vital part of the game these days for players?
Maybe. I had a good crowd at UK Open. That
Yeah.
was really good. It was like had all in the Mud Boys, Zach and that. They all come over and watched me, and had a few others. And mate, it was buzzing at one point. I had loads of people like from Pompey watching. For some reason, quite a lot of people normally sort of take to me a little bit. So it's quite good to be fair. So I like it. Like when I even like the weekend out there, a few people shouting out, and then people asking for like autographs. And that's quite mad. And I was like, oh yeah. I said to my dad, I was like, mate, I was like, signing people's things is like different. Do you know what I mean? You think I
Mm.
never normally do that,
Yeah.
but it's good. It's all a bit mad. And then people had pictures of me, and they're like, "Can you sign this?" I was like, I can't remember even having that with you. Like pictures of me and someone else. I can't remember even doing that. So yeah, it's been good. It's different. I like it. It's like yeah, it's nice. I try like even on Facebook and all that. People like wishing me. I try and get back to every single person because they took the time out of their day to say thank you to me or well done or. So I always like go back to say cheers for like
Mm.
support and stuff. So that's good.
Yeah, and I always find it like because I used to be a big watcher of the modus. I find it nice when you see that sort of come onto the PDC stage, like because it shows that that sort of is there to help boost that, and the stage experience really does seem to be helping with players when they get onto the
Oh yeah,
PDC.
100%, mate.
Just another question I've got to ask you about the nickname Baby Boy. Where has that come from? What's the story behind that?
Yeah. It's So at work, I've always been known as my initials is AL.
Yeah.
So for years, when I was playing darts, when I was younger, it was always jackpot. Everyone at
Mm.
work called me jackpot just because Adrian Lewis, Adam Lipscombe, sort of went from there. But at darts, it was always my mum always used to come with me. I was 18, 19. She always used to come down the club with her and my dad. And then when I used to do well and get like near the final, she would shout out, "Go on, baby boy!" I'd be like, "Shut up, mum, shut up!" So trying to like they stop doing it. And all the older blokes like in Pompey, like down the Legion, they're like, "Oh, go on, baby boy," taking the mick. And I was like, "Oh yeah, all right." And then it's sort of like stuck from there really. So when I used to turn up to the pub or like go down there, go, "All right, baby boy, how you doing, mate? You all right?" I'm like, "Yeah, not too bad." And then when it came to getting a nickname, like at work, I've always been like JP or Jackie. That's what he always called me worse. I didn't want to go down that route of like copying like Agent. So I was like, but to be fair, everyone in Portsmouth sort of knows me like down the local pubs as debate like Baby or whatever, or Big Babe. Or I was like, I'll just go with that. And I was just like, yeah, it's just stuck. It's my mum to blame for that one.
And obviously, you really built into it with the walk on song as well and everything. So it's definitely
Yeah,
something
that
you
came
missed
about my
it.
mate's missus. Oh, me and my missus were going out. Like, we had like a like all before this when I qualified for the Wales and stuff. We was like, right, we have to make a Spotify
Yeah.
like list to try and put like add loads of songs into it and then go around like went for a little drive to see what one we liked. And as we was on the drive, I had a message off one of my mates, Dunners. He said, "Here, Ad, Vic's been looking." She said, "Oh, what about this song?" So we put it on. I was like, "I actually don't mind that, actually." So I'm not gonna. Someone said about having the Jean Paul. Is it Beyonce one? Is it like "Baby Boy, You're on My Mind"? I was like, everyone will be twerking or something. I was like, I can't be doing that. And then it was Justin Bieber. I was like, I can't have that. And then there was loads of different ones everyone kept saying. then yeah, just sort of went with that. It was all right actually, ain't too bad. But
Yeah, it seemed to go down well with the crowd from what I saw anyway. And
yeah,
yeah.
Mister said there was a few people dancing, so it ain't too bad. It's like a 90s sort of like.
Mm.
Well, I would have something else, I mean, like Oasis one or something, but then it's just like don't want to copy what everyone else has already got. You know what I mean? That's what I'm
Yeah.
sort of like. I don't know. But yeah, so it sort of goes with the nickname, so I'm happy with that.
So obviously hopefully it gets the crowd bouncing at Ali Pali. You're looking forward to that again. What are you setting yourself as goals there? Are you thinking like, right, I've got to show what I can do? You thinking I've got to try and get to second, third, fourth round? What are you setting
No,
that
I'm
wise?
just going to take every game as it comes, and
Hmm.
then either way, I've done myself proud. Out of 128 players, I'm one of the well, say on the pro tour, I'm the 80 person. Obviously, 80 people qualify, so I'm one of them. I've done it off my own back first year, and then proud of that. And then now everything's just a bonus, really. Whatever happens there happens. If I go through cushy, if I don't, try again next year and have a better year. Do you know what I mean? I've had a class year this year. I'm hoping to do more next year and do some more European tours.
Hmm.
But just see how it goes, really. Yeah, I'm not going to sit and put pressure on myself and say if I do this, I'll do that. And I think just more pressure on him, really. He's there. He's been there. Do you know what I mean? So just turn out and just enjoy the whole experience, mate. That's all I want to do. Just take all of my stride and just see what else. It's mad, yeah. So see how it goes, really.
Yeah, just finally, obviously, you've clearly got this clear goal and plan of going forward next year, wanting to do better than this year. Is there any specific ways you're thinking of trying to change that, like practicing more? You're obviously going to stick with the
Yeah, I'm
dart.
going to commit. I'm going to commit more time to practicing because
Hmm.
I'm so murder for it, mate. I'll go in the shed now if I go on my own. If my mate Lloyd's been coming around, Walker, he plays on the Modus. He's heavy scorer, mate. It's nice to have him around the practice. But when I'm on my own, I walk out and go, oh look, what's that? I'll go in the shed and I'm in the shed and I'll end up going out in the thing and then I'll start practicing and something will come on the TV and I'm out there watching like Transformers or something. And she'll come out and she'll go, "We've been out here for ages. What you been doing?" I was like, "I don't know." I was like, I've literally I'll get so sidetracked by anything. It's just that's what I need to try and sort out. Just putting the time in and then doing that. But I've been doing a lot of time on doubles recently, but scoring wise, I didn't really do it. I just sit there and just do round the clock and that like doubles. Like you get like 3 darts each double. That's all you can have, and yeah, it's good. But
So,
yeah, next year more time, more practice, and see where it gets me really.
Yeah, and so obviously you seem to have a good way of putting things behind you. Do you think you will just easily be able to brush off the obviously the heartbreaking way in which it ended at Minehead and just move on from that fresh start with Ali Pali?
Yeah, I think the only thing that wound me out there wasn't nothing to do with money or nothing like that. It was all to do with like I see the finish line and someone I must see someone comment online saying, "Can't believe he walked off. He thinks he's top 16." Yeah, mate. Like, do you know what I mean, I've sat there. I was 9-7 up, and I was like, I can win this.
Mm.
And then all of a sudden, my arm went all weird. My legs went weird. I was like, well, keep your face normal because otherwise everyone will think something's going on. And I remember walking over and leaning over to try and grab a bit of chalk, and my leg was like all like shaky. And I was like, I'm going to fall over here, and it just went all weird. And I was like, I ain't had that since the Global Championship at Modus last year. I was like, whatever's going on here with me? And I was like, what's just trying to like take a breath every time. And I think I should have just went back to the table, stood there for a minute,
Mm.
let it pass, and then go back. But I know what to do now. I've sort of learned from that. And I was like, that's all you could do. I was more just I was thinking about going out the rankings, you know what I mean? That's all I was thinking. But and then also thinking about the main stage the next day. So loads of stuff. Finish line, massively see it. I didn't think I'd ever get there.
Mm.
That's the problem I had there. I didn't expect to. No, I shouldn't have doubted myself. Really, 'cause I should. You always back yourself to win, but yeah, I got to a position. I just crumbled. Pressure. So I can just admit
Yeah,
it.
the pressure.
No one likes to admit it, but it just did. Yeah, it just got to me. Yeah,
Yeah. Do you think that's something
big time.
you'll be able to put behind you and then not get in that sort of situation before
Yeah,
you
I've
say,
done
yeah,
that
you think,
before because I put it behind me before, and then it just crept out, and I was like, mate, to be honest, yeah, some people just go, yeah, it just wouldn't fit in the time with me or whatever. But it's just, yeah, just never been in that situation before, and it's the first ever time I'm in the third round of a major, and I'm like, yeah, oh, mate, like, what am I doing? Like, it's mad. Yeah, just see everything, just hit me at once. But
well, anyway, thank you for your time. Really
no, that's
appreciate
all right, mate. No worries.
Yeah, it's been a good year for you and hopefully good Ali Pally and even better next year.
Interesting. Thank you, buddy.
Thank you.